think it's an interesting look and take on the father-son dynamic, and especially within this setting. I think you do a really great job through the dialogue and also through actions of developing this father-son relationship, and having this dad pay the ultimate sacrifice at the end, trying to protect his son. Um, and how that relates back to their relationship, and the wrongs throughout it, and making things right and taking accountability. I think it's a really interesting look, and I think it's a really um, it's a really fun way to present qualms with a father-son dynamic through a story of the mob.
I think the actors were really great at embodying their characters and using dialogue to really show chemistry with one another. Um, and I think it's really impressive to do that all just through dialogue, basically. I also think the film does a really good job of raising the stakes through small actions, whether that's like the son pushing the chair away or through large ones like we see at the end when the father takes accountability for his actions.
I love the color palette and the stylistic choices you've made to give off this white, gray, if feeling like with a little blue tint to it was really good, and it was pretty much very reminiscent to like Chernobyl Diaries with the color palette. I did enjoy the themes that you were trying to evoke, like the son having to kill his father because of the mafia and how deep he is into this whole mafia thing. And it's understandable as to why he took so long, because he really does love his father. But at the end of the day, because of past trauma with his father, that is why he was fine with the idea of killing his father. But as we go along with the story, we get to see a different side to his character.
Good noir piece. This definitely fit the mold for that. We definitely had some very good, mob style dialogue, and definitely the actors really embodied, fitting into that culture very well. So yeah, the actors did a nice job, and like I said, good dialogue, good script, and had a good atmosphere to it. The cinematography was nice. I like the color choices, kind of muted colors, and a lot of contrast, and very good for a noir look. And really nice score. Really great job on the music.
A very, very good mafia drama. Uh, and it's one of the films that I like to. It's one of the films that showcases one of my favorite things about storytelling, which is the fact that you think you need this grandiose budget and all these different things to make a film work, when in reality, this film was one room with two people talking. And with just that premise, you had such a rich and emotionally tense and driven uh, movie situation that was going on. Um, you know, Surface level, um, this man uh, got very intimate with a very powerful person's wife, and now he has to reap what he sows. But the more we dig in, you find out that the man that was sent to kill him was his son. This is his father. He has to kill his father. We learned that the father was not the best dad. He's definitely not getting dad of the year. Like, there's so much to delve into in just 14 minutes. And again, it's one room with two people talking, and we got all of that from that, you know?
It's very intense and full of dialogue, so the viewers needs to pay attention to the dialogues a lot to understand the relationship between this father and the son. But I would need to praise the performance of these two characters, because there are two of them who hold like the entire short with their commands of the words, with their body language, and it's so hard to do that. So I feel like this film is very well done with how to direct like these two actors to come out with these powerful performances, and it's pretty clear in itself how this short film could be horrifying, seeing like a son and a father is dying down in their relationship. Like, this is something that we don't want it to happen, but because of like the setting in the contained room with the dialogues and with the music in the background, that kind of helps like heighten the intensity of the emotions, the anger, and the fury of the two characters.
It had a lot of nuance to it. It dealt with a relationship that was dying and getting a lot of therapy out, but also in a situation that a lot of people wouldn't know about unless they're in the mafia, which is killing a loved one. It's and it even shows at the end a good father, he'll take his own life so his kid doesn't get hurt. Even though he was pretty much a crappy father throughout the rest of his life, he finally did one thing right, it looks like, even though Johnny didn't like it. And it was something else. It was a lot to impact. The score was spot on for this. It really elevated the content, even though it was a few locations, and it was very dialogue heavy, but it worked because it was rapidly spoken through the actors. The only time that the dialogue dropped a little bit is when Johnny was thinking while he was smoking, and it dropped to the point where it was almost hard to hear over the score. But other than that, this film had a lot to impact, and it really goes deep into what parent relationships look like and how they impact a child's life.
I thought that it did a good job at telling a clear and concise story with fun dialogue. I thought that the actors were really able to quip off of each other, and they gave strong performances at that. The cinematography was also really beautiful, and I really liked the direction and shot choices. And a lot of it, there was one specific moment that stuck out to me. The shot choice when the father reveals that he actually does have a gun and he kills himself, but then it cuts to a shot showing the shadows of the son kneeling over, sobbing onto his body, so you don't see everything. Like, it's not an on the nose shot. You're just getting like the implication of it, and I thought that made it even more strong and emotional. Overall, the filmmakers did a good job at showing the themes of just love within a messy family.